Okay, so before the last cutoff, I think we were talking about astrogenetics, belonging to one of those 12 different tribes in ancient Egypt. You're put into those categories. We see an order there, but and he's showing you here like with only the 4 or 3 really, not including the female as a trait per se. You can't really do that, but she is like kind of unique in herself in a way. She holds something else, which Da Vinci I pretty much described in my analysis of the Mona Lisa, which is also done in sfumato, the technique as to dull down things and kind of create like a less separation or like defined lines and everything. I'll just mention once again that the focus, like in perspective of reality, like focusing on these items or individual aspects, is not as superior as looking at things as a whole, interconnected. So yeah, Da Vinci used the 12, the astrotheology side as well. He made perfect use of this matrix of the 12 that was with the religious orders. So yeah, he's using them to tell his own story, maybe even, most probably even of himself. Like, it seems like he does in fact relate very strongly to this himself by understanding his self and relationship with reality and his own genetics. Check out my other vids on the Mona Lisa. Don't know how many more vids I'll do of that. So mostly he's saying there's only really to focus on like 3 or 4 main traits within the human being, or kinds or types, and not the astrological kind of traits, or the 12 different traits, but more, even though if you don't follow astrology or believe in its effects, I can give you another, maybe more scientific perspective. It's like, with the general population of the species, like, so 48 is a further multiple of 12. We have 48 oval or larvae shaped coffins here. So when talking about, once again, this is like the sub-sky goddess, so that's the zodiac pretty much, and like these things are contained beneath it, so you kind of have to look at that, like what's in the egg, in the matrix of the design of possibly a human being. And so we have like insect larvae. They use nature for these descriptions a lot. Flowers, plants, and here we go, even creatures of the earth. So eventually I'll probably get into the queen bee, initiations into teachings and stuff like that. Queen bee, Isis, kind of like that. won't go too much into ritual, but maybe a bit of star seeding. Yeah, maybe using the chambers of the pyramids to capture that light of Sirius relating to Isis. Seems like all occult knowledge, most of it stems around Isis. Pretty much the eye in the triangle, I think, strongly correlates to Isis as well, more than any other kind of deity. I mean, Isis, anyway, whatever. So yeah, like 48 further multiples of 12 is pretty much describing the more variations over time and different combinations and mixed genetics. Like I said, the contents are of flesh in here, and it's mixed flesh, and the external markings are like wrong compared to what's inside his little lunch boxes for the afterlife, according to the freaking genius academics. Yeah, so it's completely, it's telling us like also how in the coffin of Tutankhamun sarcophagus, so it's in multiple things, but yeah, it's showing how like the genetic flesh or whatever is not equal to what's the divine appearance of it. So, and it's the same with the Mona Lisa in Da Vinci's descriptions of this certain female who shows external traits which triggered his senses in a way which he was, in touch with his subconscious mind, obviously, and has received some trigger, described the deja vu trigger, and how deja vu's like part of it is a recognition thing, like say you go to another place but it's the same kind of blueprint layout and it triggers a sense of familiarity, yet it's a false thing. It's like and I described how like certain plants, like how the eye is designed to only recognize certain things, and plants can deceive, like for instance this orchid deceives this wasp into breeding with it, so the wasp can so the plant or the orchid can reproduce, pollinate it, and yeah, it's a similar thing. Like it's in the human world, there are like dupers out there where and like in the Mona Lisa too, he describes this showing, he uses different models like Lisa 1, but like maybe we think he's used different models, but like his mother as well. There's mathematical, when they do like facial, they put points on the face and they see mathematically, like trying to identify things or whatever, and yeah, so they've got like Lisa, Da Vinci himself, and his mother mainly in that painting. He seems to have combined that and shows this sense of familiarity and a deja vu trigger and this duping mechanism. Now I believe like there is something in our genetic code that needs to, possibly the virus, that needs some other enhancements itself to evolve, and it's probably always seeking that. And this virus has been in our genetic code for up to 40,000 years in different stages of evolution. Sometimes it gets suppressed, sometimes it exceeds in different bloodlines, sometimes it mutates and evolves. And I believe that even that virus might need a higher genetic code to replicate in order to gain more control over its host. More control. That's what viruses do. They replicate. They to spread. They make you sneeze. It's not like that. It can't control your body. Like in rabies, like it turns animals rabid and spreads through the bite. That's a personality change. And it can affect mate selection, start to guide the race in its own way. So the mismark coffins is probably my main point, and the further variations in human genetics along with the arrow of time, and we're probably looking at, ideally, in certain people, a mutation that could rely on individual perspective as well, and how it affects, like if you look to epigenetics, like we do have a certain control over our genes. We're not just the victims of it. And with this knowledge, it's alchemy. This is the knowledge of transformation. It's all about aligning your awareness with, what really is. The lie is death. It's, probably one of the reasons why we die is so we're living in illusion. In reality, the universe is immortal. So should we be. I think so. After those videos, I think that's all I wanted to get out. Don't think there's much more. But I'll probably go more into the hive. Different types of reproduction, like I said, with the queen bee, homogeneous, or I think that's the word for it, cloning in a way. We're going to look at the hive, I'd say, in the next video. It's a bit late tonight to pump it out. See how it goes tomorrow. Hopefully you got something out of these, a few little pieces of knowledge, add to your own. So laters.